Hi everyone, it's Kay from the Paper Shed. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for coming back and joining me today. I'm back with a fantastic Let's Go Steampunk collaboration hosted by the lovely Sherls Crafts. And how lovely is it? I was invited to come along. I've never done steampunk before, and I'm told that there's quite a few people in the collaboration that have not done steampunk before, but the kits are absolutely beautiful. There's two kits available. One is Gothic and one is Pastels, and I got the Pastels. So I'm quite happy to work with all this gorgeousness. And the two kits are available in US letter size and A4. They can be found on Sherls' Ko-fi site. But there is a link tree that links all of the collaborators that are taking part and all of the information that you need for the kits, the prizes, everything. There's 32 prizes to be won in all, and the two things that you need to do is subscribe and comment on each of the collaborators' videos and channels. So the prize draw will be drawn by Sherl on her channel about 2 weeks after the collaboration is finished. Now the collaboration runs from the 23rd of May to the 7th of June. So you have plenty of time to catch up and go and subscribe and comment on those videos for all of the collaborators. So I hope all that makes sense. I just want to dig in. So I knew that I wanted to do tags because I just thought my prompt, you see, is intricate gear ingenuity. So I got some gears, I got some chain, I got some little flowers. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I picked some ephemera pieces out because I wanted clocks. I've wrapped up some book page into sort of tight rolls because I've seen it on several and I just like the look of it. I got some quotes which I may or may not use, and I probably won't use everything on here, but I sort of made a start. Now when I was first doing the tags, I was just thinking along the lines of a normal tag. So I made this tag first with the clock and this clock and this clock. And it's just glued on in places to make a pocket so that, you know, whatever you put inside, you can see down here because there's a gap. And I love these pockets. I just think they're just so lovely to make out of ephemera. And I thought, well, I can't just do that. So I collected a few other bits and I've come up with a little design, I think. I don't know. I'm winging it. I'm actually just winging it. So however it turns out is however it'll turn out. So my first tag, I wanted it to be quite big and substantial. And because I'm putting metal things on, I've actually backed it with some quite substantial card. Now this tag is 4" by 7. So my tag is actually 4 by 7. So it's a full page tag basically. And then my smaller tag to go on top is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And that's going to go and sit on there. But I've backed it with some sponge tape, you know, the dimensional tape. And I want that to go and sit on there. So I'm going to put that on first. And as I say, I'm winging it. I've got an idea, I've got a picture in my head, but whether that comes to fruition is another matter. Because I've never done steampunk. And, you know, I just hope that I can do justice, really. But there's some fabulous collaborators in the group. I see that Corey Damon's actually joined us, which is fabulous. So I'm just going to stick that on there. I want dimensional there purely because I want to put things underneath it, like some of these flowers, for instance, and some other bits. So I don't know where to start. I really don't know where to start. I've got a couple of, well, I've got a filigree bit, and I've split it because it was too small for what I wanted, and I knew that I wanted to add a bit of chain. So I want that to sort of look like that. Now I wanted to use a clock. I don't know whether to go behind that though. I think I will. But I really love this butterfly. And I think that's quite cute. But I want some of those rolls on. So I'm going to start, because if I don't, and I'll just be faffing. I'll just be faffing along with the rest of it. Now, I was tempted to sort of colour these, but I quite like the words showing. The trouble is, I don't know. Let me just start sticking, because if I don't, this video will be, it'll take me all day. I'm just going to put a few dots on just for now, until I decide how big it needs to be. And I'm just going to pop that onto there and try and straighten that up as best I can. Might be too long. And all I did for that, to roll them up, is I got a skewer. Well, it's not actually, it's a reed diffuser. It smells gorgeous. Let me just get a piece of paper. Any paper will do. And all I did was I just pushed that on, rolled it a little bit, and then just rolled it on, keeping it as tight as possible until I got the desired thickness, glued it, and then cut it off. And then that just pulls out, and then you can push the papers back in, and you get a nice tight, you know, coil, if you like. That's all I've done to get these pieces. But I was going to paint them because I wanted to sort of continue with the sort of painted feel, the pastel-y feel. But yeah, I quite like the book, the words from the book, and I've just grunged it with a bit of ink. Yeah, I quite like that look. No, don't put it upside down. Okay, so we've got those ones on there. And then I just want a couple on here. Sort of oddly done. I think that's two. I don't know whether I need those now, so I won't put them on just yet. I sort of want this, but then I do like, where's that clock gone? I do like that one, and I like this one, but I think it might be too small. Let me just see. See, I do quite like that. See, that's quite nice though. Or this small clock here. I like that one because it's got gears on it. I like the, yeah, I'm going to go with that one. So I'm going to stick that down. I have actually inked everything already just to save a bit of time on the video. We've had some fantastic makes. The first day with the goggles, oh my gosh. Absolutely stunning. Now, because I'm putting metal on, I'm going to need to use a better glue. So I'm going to stick this first one on first. Just give it a bit of glue everywhere because I don't want it to come off. Probably used way too much. Just needs holding down for a minute. And then I want this one on. Now I've already put this key on the end of this one. The only reason being is just to save time really on the video, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the key down here with this chain. But what I need to do is find out how close that needs to be. That's about right, isn't it? So yeah, thereabouts. So I'm going to stick this piece on as well. About there. I want it level with the top one, but it needed to be slightly longer, which is why I put it in or split it up. I have sort of filed those ends so that they're not sharp. Okay. Just need to hold that a little bit. And what I did here was I'd got some small cogs with a complete hole in them like this. And I thought they'd be great as like hole reinforcers for my eyelets, which I've already put in. But some beautiful cogs. I love this one. This one's just gorgeous. Some nice cogs there. Okay, so that I think is going to go there like so. So I might need to make this a bit thicker, but that's my idea so far. I want to add some of these flowers. And I just want a couple of, that one's too big. And then a blue one. I've got a blue, yeah, there. Which didn't really work out. I'm thinking of popping one down here to go underneath there. And then I'm thinking of adding this blue one underneath there and this white one underneath there. And I've got a couple of pearls. And then I'm thinking that I want to put these flowers sort of strategically in here, although that clock needs to go in there, so let's pull that out. Yeah, I like that better. And then this could go here, and then I've got a one that could go there. Yeah, quite like that. And then we just need to add the cogs. So let me just get those flowers and things just yeah. I just want to get these flowers just popped in. Just lift that one up. And then what I'll do, I'll just get my tweezers, make sure that's all stuck down and in as far as possible. There we go. Okay. Now this key, I actually want to sew on. I don't know whether I want to sew it on there. I do actually. I think I want to sew it on there. Maybe there actually. Oh, I like that. Yeah. So I'm going to work the the cogs around now, which I think I still need to put some on here, and I still want some on one on the butterfly. Yes, I think I'm just going to go away and back this butterfly because it's too flimsy. Okay, so I've backed the butterfly onto some thicker card, and I've just popped these into place. These are the ones that are on the sponge, and I want this to sit about here, and I wanted it on card because I want the wings to stick up a little. That's what I'm thinking. I've added some more of these here because I'm thinking of putting that on the top. I like that. I just think it looks better than, yeah, I just think it looks a bit better with something on it. And then I've just got to sew this on. So before I do that, let's sew this on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out the place where I want it. Now this has got to go about there. So I want the chain to come around the wing. So I want it about here. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my pokey tool, and I'm just going to do a mark there and there on one side, and then on the other side of the stem of the key I'm going to do that again. So altogether I want 8 marks. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go right the way through the card. Oh, I didn't need it to go that far through. So I just want to be able to get my needle through. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a needle, and all I'm using is embroidery floss for this. So I want the key to go onto there in whatever position you want it on. Okay, and then I'm going to come up through the back. I'm just going to hold, I haven't put a knot in it yet, and then I'm going to crisscross. Don't let go of that. And then I'm going to come over this side. And I'm going to crisscross there. Okay. And then while I've got it taut, I'm going to do the other one at the bottom. And crisscross that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie that off at the bottom or at the back. Now, because of the dimension on this tag, it probably won't be put into a pocket because of the dimension of it. It still slides up and down, so I might want some glue on that just to keep it in place. I think I like that. I saw this actually on a video. I can't remember the lady's name whose video I was watching, and she did it on a key and it looked absolutely fabulous. I love that. That's perfect. So I'm going to now glue this butterfly on. Now I can glue it down the middle And then what I want to do is glue the wings where it touches the other parts, because I just need to hold that for a minute while it grabs onto, because it's slightly lower because of this metal bit. And then what I want to do is where that touches, I'm going to just glue on top of here where it touches, just on the inside. And I'm going to do the same for this here. Let's put a couple of dots just to make it stick. I think I need to put the touch in there as well, so I'm just going to put a dot of glue there. And just make sure that's secure. Then I'm going to need the other glue, because now all it leaves me to do is the cogs, the favourite bit. Now I do want to put a cog on my butterfly. It's not straight. And I want to stick this cog here as if it's sewn together. Oh, put it upside down. Okay. And then this one I'm going to pop on here. Whoops, got glue on my hands. I might just see if I can just stick just a tad of glue behind this key, just to give it something to grab. And then it's just a case of putting cogs on. Now I've got these three here which actually link together. So what I'm thinking is, I don't know whether I want something in this hole. Maybe that pink thread would be quite nice, wouldn't it? Save me wasting it. I'll just see if I can pop that through there before I put these cogs on. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Now open those up. Put those through there and grab those to pull that through. Perfect. You want your other scissors. They won't do that. Okay. So that wasn't a waste. I wanted to put it in because I wanted to know where to put these cogs. So what I want to do is just fasten these cogs into some sort of place. There's one. Now these sort of intertwine with each other because they fit. So I sort of want them to sit in each other. And that needs to go in there. I don't know whether this glue dries shiny or not. The back side, so I'm just going to bit of glue in some places. There we go. I just sort of wanted them linked. We've got one down there, we've got one there. I like this one, but I don't know where to pop it. Maybe there. way. And then I'm going to pop that into there, just so that you can just see those holes. Do you think it needs any more? I don't think it needs anything else, do you? Oh, I love it. Right, let me just pop my glue away and tidy my desk. Put my needle away. I wonder if we could get a little quote on. Cogs turn, turns hearts beat, dreams take flight. I quite like that there. I think that'd just finish it off, do you? So let's get that stuck down. I could have put more on there actually. Should we put some more on? I don't know whether it's like more the merrier or whether less is more. But I do quite like, I think I might want to put some up here because I'm sort of, yeah, I want to, I've got the bug now. I've got some little ones, so I can do that. So I'm going to just pop some glue on this one and pop it here. I've got some tiny ones here. And then maybe one down here. And this is the smallest one I've got. So we'll go with small. And see if we can just pop that there. Yeah, I think I'm finished. Okay, so I think I'm finished. I've added a couple more because, you know, you just have to, don't you? I couldn't stop. But I'm absolutely loving that. I think it's so cool. It's not weighty. It's not as weighty as I thought it would be actually. I'm loving it. And yeah, they've glued okay. Just not sure about that glue. I think it dries shiny, so you have to just be careful where you put it and how much you use. But other than that, I'm so happy with that. I just love it. Thoroughly enjoying the collaboration so far and seeing everybody's makes. I hope I've actually done the what was mine again? It was Intricate Gear Ingenuity. So I hope I've done that justice. So I'm quite chuffed with that. I'm going to put that up somewhere. I love it. And that could be used on a topper as on a journal cover, I reckon. Quite cute. I like it. It's way better than just that, isn't it? So thank you so much for inviting me to take part, Sherl. I really, really appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing the rest of the collaboration, and yeah, go across and subscribe and comment on all the videos to be entered into the prize draw. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.